Nvidia stock is currently $700, and in my opinion, it is still undervalued. So as you can see over here on the right, Nvidia stock $701, and its market cap is 1.7 trillion. So there have been people that have been shorting this from 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and 700. And to those people, I just want to have a moment of silence so that we can bury them right quick, shall we? All right, and some shots in the air just for them. All right, so back to the video. Nvidia stock at 1.7 trillion, in my opinion, is honestly still a joke. It could have a pullback. Honestly, I think the stock could go back to like 650, 600, depends on how earnings comes. But if you're looking at this on the long term, it is still undervalued. I think this could be a 2 trillion, 2.5 trillion, and a $3 trillion company. Correct. I think this could pass Apple and Microsoft in market cap and be the #1 company in the world. You guys might think I'm crazy. I'm going to show you why. So before we get going with any of the technicals and before we get going with any of the earnings, let's just go to why I think they're going to be the most dominant company in the world. So this is Nvidia's main product, the H100. Nobody can run without this. I'm talking about none of the big boys. Obviously, me and you, we could run without this, but none of the big boys that be buying from them, and we're going to go over who the big boys are now, cannot run this without their data centers, AI solutions, and what's coming for processing. They need this for the chatbots, for large language models, for deep learning. You cannot do none of that without Nvidia's H100. And who are the big people that be buying from them? Look at this right here. Nvidia's H100 GPU shipments by customer. Meta, Microsoft, the Googles, the Amazons, the Oracles, the TikToks, the Teslas. Those are the people that be buying Nvidia's H100s, and those are the people that cannot run without Nvidia's H100s. What, they're going to go to AMD's MI300X? Yeah, that could be another solution, obviously. But everybody wants the big boy. And honestly, AMD is going to get some of the market share. We have to be realistic, but I think this bad boy is going to come up with some of the, it's obviously going to bring in majority of the sales. Obviously, look at Nvidia's earnings. We have 18.1 billion in revenue, and we bring in just the data centers, we be bringing in 14.5 billion. Just from that, we bring in over like 3 times what an AMD brings in. And I think it's going to keep going up. I think Nvidia's earnings are I think they're going to be able to get to 25 billion and $30 billion revenues quarterly. Yes. I think Nvidia's going to 2025 and 2026 is going to be pulling 25 billion, $30 billion quarters. So let's see from then. And not only do they have the H100, they're also going to be bringing out, look at this, the H200. So the H200 actually comes out, look at this, the second quarter of 2024. So the Nvidia H200 will be available from global systems and manufacturers and cloud service providers starting in the second quarter of 2024, guys. This is great news, honestly. And the difference between the H100 and the H200, obviously the H200 is going to be better. As you can see down here, it's the first GPU to offer 141 gigabytes of HBM3E memory at 4.8 terabits per second, nearly double the capacity of the Nvidia H100. And it has 1.4 more memory bandwidth. So basically, it's just going to be a whole lot better, and it's going to have high performance computing results, which is 110 times faster compared to the other ones. So the H200 is going to be a good product, the H200, I mean, and this is going to go crazy, guys. So I actually have a video that I want to show you guys. And before I show you this video, shout out to this guy on X. If you guys want to give him a follow, this guy be going off with the AI, and I've learned a lot from this guy. So if you guys want to give him a quick follow, at @the_AI_investor. So this is going to be a quick look at Nvidia's H100, guys.
100 GPU or graphics processing unit, Nvidia's AI accelerator. But in reality, it's not just a chip that comes out of a plant.
When we talk about the H100 GPUs training AI models, we're likely talking about DGX H100, Nvidia's AI supercomputer.
That's 8 H100 GPUs combined, capable of 32 quadrillion floating point operations per second.
Crazy computer performance.
It's a server design, and this is what it looks like under the lid. It starts with an H100 GPU seen here in the form of an SXM module. 8 individual SXMs are topped with heat sinks designed to dissipate heat generated from running big AI workloads. Those are connected on a single baseboard by interconnectors, and that assembly alone weighs 60 pounds. Add CPUs and other components, and a finished DGX system weighs almost 300 pounds.
But the scale in the real world is bigger still.
Some of the most powerful large language models are trained on the Nvidia DGX SuperPod.
That is 32 DGX H100 systems combined into what's called a scalable unit.
At its absolute most mind-boggling scale, DGX SuperPod can be up to 64 scalable units. That's more than 16,000 individual H100 GPUs. An AI company may use several SuperPods to train their LLM.
In the end, the DGX infrastructure is sent out to the hyperscale cloud providers to put in their massive data centers.
So you tell me what you got from that video, guys. And that's not the only thing NVIDIA's in there. NVIDIA's also in the biological field, in the medical field. The only companies that's doing that. If you guys don't believe me, check this video out right here. Look at this. Just go on this NVIDIA biology. Oh my goodness, you guys are gonna be left shook. Honestly, who's doing it like this? Tell me who's doing it like this.
In the 1970s, the biggest revolution in biology and one
Oh, what the hell?
of the biggest at science at the time was molecular biology. And Genentech brought molecular biology to drug discovery and development. And it changed the world. The equivalent of our time for molecular biology is generative AI.
Genentech has done fantastic work in computation, and it's really exciting
have to
because in order to be successful in the biological and the clinical sciences as we move forward, but we need to think about how the experimental work and the computational sciences work really in tight union, something we call lab in the loop.
The lab in the loop is the mechanism by which you bring generative AI to drug discovery and development. When we try to discover drugs, we're only as good as our data. We take the data and we use it to train algorithms. Use these algorithms that we've trained to generate new kinds of molecules that we haven't tested before, which we will take back to the lab and generate experimental data for them again. And those test results will be sent to the AI to improve itself, to get a better algorithm, and repeat this process again and again and again until we reach a molecule that has all the right properties that we need in order for it to be a real medicine for patients.
I really truly believe that this field is becoming much more interdisciplinary. This combination of theoretical advances, the interactions in the wet and the dry lab, and we're trying to take a huge amount of data and extract meaningful inferences quickly, because that's what's going to allow us to push the field forward. The challenge is massive, but
So basically what we got from that is that they're just going in crazy with their discoveries, and they're using algorithms to deploy new discoveries in the medical field. Guys, nobody's doing it like this. I'm talking about nobody. Tesla's not doing it like this. Amazon's not doing it like this. Even though Amazon's be going in with their AWS servers and stuff like that, Google's not doing it like this. I think this is still undervalued, and this is going to be the #1 company, and this is going to leave a whole bunch of people shook when it's up there at $3 trillion. So if you guys want to see some of the technical analysis, today is Friday the 9th, so let's see what it could be doing for today. This thing is flying pre-market. It's gonna at $702, so it's already gonna be over this trend line at $700. So for the bull case, be looking for a retest. Be looking to break. Honestly, we're gonna want to break this high, $708. If we could get through $708, we could probably go to $715 and $720. But if we get rejected at $7.8, watch to be coming back down all the way to 700. But before we get to 7.8, honestly, watch out for 706. So look to break 706, but we're almost there pre-market. So watch for 706 and 708. If we could break 706 and 708, look for 715 and 720. That's the bull case. Now the bear case for Nvidia, if we break 700 pre-market, look to be coming down to a retest, honestly, of down here of $695. So if we give up 700, look to be coming down to 695. And if we break 695, look for a retest. Let me see. If we break 695, that 695 is going to be really tough to break in my opinion. If we break 695, the next level that we could be coming down to might be 690. 690 even, 690 flat. Or 689, honestly, to get under that 690. So Nvidia, it's looking really strong. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This stock is looking really strong. We have to see if that momentum keeps up till earnings. But that's going to be the bull case. You guys already know. The bear case, look to break 700. If we break 700, we're going to probably retest 695. 695 is going to be tough to break. 695 breaks, we're going down to 690. It might get under 690, like 680, 690, guys. So yeah, guys, that's all the technical analysis I have for today. I'll be bringing out a video later when the market closes of a more in-depth analysis video. This was just a video to give you guys my reasons as to why this stock is still a little undervalued. And that's all I have for you guys on Nvidia stock today, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.